what's up? It's your girl Angelica Marie, and we're back with another episode of Ain't No Filter. And this time we're talking about that love, that good old love. We're talking about marriage. And today I have Brittany and Doug Walker. And we're gonna get into the marriage. I see y'all sipping. What y'all sipping? What?
This is Roscato wine.
I got Glare Spotted Cow.
Oh, child, I don't know nothing about that. I'm like a fake drinker. I used to drink a little Hennessy, a little hen, and then I used to drink a little Ciroc with a little Sprite. Back in college, I thought I was doing a little something. That was my little day party drinks.
This Ciroc and Sprite. Ain't nothing wrong with the Ciroc and Sprite.
It's still good. Apple Ciroc, mix it with the Sprite, get you right. I'm lit. That was a wrap. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. So I know you guys are married. How long have you all been married?
A little over a year and a half.
Oh, y'all like newlyweds. That's cute.
Yeah.
So,
We've been together since we were 19 though, so.
Oh, okay, 19. So how did y'all? Okay, so if y'all had been together since y'all were 19, what kind of made y'all say like y'all were ready to get married?
Well, that was the first thing I said to her when we first really met. I told her I was gonna marry her. She's gonna be my wife. I was at that point, having lived life so young, I was like, okay, I know what I want. I wanna be able to have a wife and raise a family, and I could tell by looking at her like, okay, this is the one for me, and it just so happened to work out. So took a gamble and it worked.
I didn't believe him.
Girl, I wouldn't either. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, all right, man. At 19,
that's pretty much what I said. Like when he said, I was like, okay, if you say so. And I just kind of went on about my business. I didn't believe him for a long time.
At 19, I'm sorry. I ain't believing it. Like, and then this was the first meeting. You was like, yeah, like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because we worked together.
Child, you crazy.
So I mean, we worked together. So I had been seeing her for a little bit, and then we started talking, and I actually got to talk to her and know her a little bit more. And I was like, oh yeah, this is it.
She saw me first. I wasn't paying no attention.
Yeah, I was on my Joe from you. I was good for her. She didn't even know it yet.
I ain't finished the series, but Joe was crazy now. I started it and he was a little too crazy for me. He was hanging on the corner, looking through the windows. I don't know. That's a good comparison, my brother.
I wasn't that far into it, just staring out the windows and whatnot.
No, he wasn't that crazy.
I mean, I was watching her for a little bit, just to get an idea.
So you said y'all met at work, so how did you initially approach her?
He didn't.
He didn't?
What happened was...
What happened? Let me know. What happened?
One of my homegirls at the time, she kept saying, you got to meet this dude. He's a trick. And I'm like...
Wait. Did you say what? You said what?
She kept calling him a trick, that he was tricking off money.
Yeah, because I thought you said trick, but I didn't want to repeat it.
She She's like, you got to meet this dude. He's a trick, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, what the hell did he buy you? First of all, we worked at Sam's Club. So she was talking about he was buying her the dollar pizzas that's in there. First of all. So he wasn't actually tricking. But I was just like, okay, she kept talking him up. So I'm like, all right, whatever, introduce me to him. So one day she introduced us. And pretty much after that, we just stayed consistent. But I had a boyfriend at the time too. So I wasn't really I'm a goofball. I like to goof around and joke, and especially at work. So I was playing and stuff. I wasn't serious.
So
it took a while.
But okay, wait, hold on. How'd you get rid of your boyfriend?
It was actually kind of easy.
He was already halfway out.
He was messing up way before I had even met Doug, honestly. So it was really easy. He was a big cheater. So
child.
all right, bruh, I'm good on you. He like as soon as we went out on our first date, he was like making reservations and like giving me flowers and gifts and stuff. So like it was real easy to be like, all right, bruh.
Like we gonna exit out, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Oh yeah. Because I wasn't getting none of that over there. And not even a pinch.
That's crazy.
It was
So okay, so you said you guys met at 19. Like I assume you guys are at least like in y'all later 20s or mid 20s.
one of us is older.
I just turned 30.
Okay, the big 3-0. What's up?
Yeah.
I heard 30 is when everybody start getting rich. Like 30 is when you just.
Oh, I hope that's true.
So. It's on the upside, but it's only a couple days into 30. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how that works out.
You walk outside tomorrow, you see $5,000 on the floor. Just let you know. I told you.
I'm like, Doug can call this out.
Man, we might have to float you a little fee. We walk out 5,000, Lord.
Send you a finder's fee.
I'm telling you, they say once you hit 30, like you supposed to just like everything just supposed to fall together. All that stress in your 20s. I'm not 30, so I don't know. That's what I heard.
He's just talking.
That's what I heard. Brittany, how old are you? Or like what's your like age difference then?
Oh, I'm 28. We ain't that.
Oh, you're not that far off. So okay, so y'all met at 19. You 30.
I'm 29.
Oh, you forgot your age, girl?
Yes. I like to keep it, I'm like Tony from Girlfriends. I like to, keep my age down a little.
Girl, I feel you, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm at the point where I think I might redo 25. It was a pandemic, so like this is your
See, I keep telling him we gotta redo his too.
Yeah.
Pandemic year don't count.
25.2, you could do 29 points.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this. It was like not really a year. Like the turn up was a little in the house.
Yeah.
But with y'all progressing from like y'all teenagehood to like like 20s and 30s, like how did y'all grow in your relationship? What was some things that y'all did, or like how was that like transition for y'all?
It was rough. I ain't gonna lie. Like just because I said I wanted to marry her, that didn't necessarily mean I was ready to marry her. I was still a boy in the mind. I was always had a flock of women. I still was, dealing around with. So it was a little tough for me. Yeah, it was a little tough for me to really grow when we first got together. So it took a little bit to get to a point where it was like, okay, I'm ready to actually be married. Just because I want to be married doesn't mean I was ready then, but now I'm ready now. So it took a while. We went to counseling for a little bit.
You forgot my part, because I wasn't ready either, because where he had a bunch of women, my mind financially, I wasn't there. I was the type, I was spending $400 or $500 to go get my motherfucking hair done, and we need to pay We Energies next week. You know what I mean? Like, so I wasn't ready either, and I don't want him to just put it out there like he was the only one. Neither one of us were ready at first. We both had a lot of growing to do mentally.
It just like y'all basically felt like y'all wasn't ready, but it was different levels. Like, so I'm a double back, but I'm gonna go to Brittany. How did you, in regards to like the financial aspect, how did you like figure out your ways to make sure that you could even be like intertwined as one? Because money, I ain't gonna lie, where I'm at in life, if God blesses me with a man who wants to marry me and I want to say yes back, I don't think we gonna have joint bank nothing. Okay.
It's funny. We actually have a joint account. We've had one pretty much since the very beginning too.
Before y'all was married?
Yes.
Y'all had a joint bank account?
Within like the first year of us dating, we did, because I would always borrow his debit card, and he just got sick of me having it all the time. So he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get you your own debit card for my account. But that honestly, it really wasn't that bad when I wasn't making bad choices. We never had an issue of sharing money, buying each other stuff. Thank you.
Y'all cute. I couldn't even see what was there, but you seen it.
It's a damn hair. I couldn't get it. I've been swishing at it for a minute. But like, I don't know. We've always it's always been pretty easy for us. Even when I was going to spend that money, he wouldn't even tell me like, baby, you shouldn't do that. He would just let me do it. And then the aftermath, we'll be sitting there looking stupid together. Like, damn, like, I don't know. So I guess it really took for us to hit rock bottom a few times for me to be like, okay, I gotta make better decisions because this is really on me. It's not even necessarily, a we thing. Definitely me.
So how did y'all like? You talking about hitting rock bottom? How did y'all kind of like one? How did y'all kind of stick together? Because at your low points, you kind of be like looking at people sideways. Do I really want to be low with you? I could be low by myself. Like, how did y'all kind of maneuver through that?
I always say we were like Bonnie and Clyde. We've always just kind of wanted to be there for each other the way we feel like nobody else has really been there for us. So even though I may have fucked up the finances, he kind of felt like, well, I let you. So shit, we in this together. Like we just would kind of like laugh it off. We smoke a lot of weed, probably smoke a blunt and laugh, honestly.
It helps a lot.
It helps a lot.
That's what I heard, man. That's what I heard. I'm a hookah girl. I don't really, that's all I smoke at this time.
Oh, don't smoke the hookah at our house because it'll have weed in it.
Oh, but you know what? I had a homegirl who said that, it's supposed to be the best, like you get higher with it through the hookah thingy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the fact.
That's
what I heard.
That's
so
fact.
I believe all my weed smokers. That's what it really is. I believe y'all. So that's what y'all telling me. That's what y'all telling me. With the financial thing, what's some tips y'all would give people who are like in a relationship or trying to get married on a financial tip? Because I know Richard Report, hey, you was talking about girlfriends. You seen how Tony Childs was like, oh, you broke? I'm out. I'm out. Bye, bro.
Yes,
already let you be short and you broke. Like, come on, you can't be short and broke.
I don't know.
I would say, if you're not ready to be financially smart, I would say not to do a joint account.
True.
And not everybody works out with a joint account. That's not for everybody. Some people still want to spend money how they want to spend money because they feel it's their money.
You can't tell them.
Yeah, so like if you can't make it work having a joint account, I would say do not do it. It's not for everybody because that can cause a lot more problems than it solves.
Make sure you put the household and the bills and all that stuff first. Anything else can come after. I ended up learning how to do my own damn hair. Like everything else will come later.
Girl, I be trying. I tried to learn how to do my braids during quarantine. I got like 2 in, and then I was like, yeah, we just gonna stop. I'm wasting braiding here.
So. Braids is different though, because that's a lot on your arms. Then you can't see. Like
I can't do it. I don't say can't, but I can't. My hair, no. I'm sorry. I'll sacrifice anywhere. Generic food, I got you. You want to shop at Goodwill? I got you. Hair, somebody else gonna have to do it, not me. Otherwise, it ain't gonna never get done. But even double backing on like how you said, like Doug, how you said you weren't ready in the flock of women. No, I gotta ask. This ain't no filter. Y'all was exclusively dating, and you was two-stepping in these streets.
Yeah.
So, but you already had told Brittany she was gonna be your wife. Like, I just need to know. I be wanting to understand where y'all be at.
I mean, because as men, I can't speak for every man, but I know for me, being raised as a man, you're always taught like the more women you have, the more manly you are. So it took a while for me to get out of that mindset. Coming up in the barbershop type of aspect. Women aren't too privy to barbershop talk, but it's pretty masculine. So to get out of that mindset of I didn't need to have all these women for me to feel like a man it took a while for me to get there.
Yeah. But like, so how did that? I mean, did that affect y'all kind of like trust? And like, if it did, how did y'all work through it? Like, how did y'all work through it? Because I'm not gonna lie. Again, I'm not married, but I just don't know how I would be able to get through the cheating thing. Cause like, we talking about emotional cheating, or we talking about like physical intimacy kind of thing?
It was emotional.
It was emotional.
Just texting women, getting close to women through texting. But I mean, once you break trust, it's kind of hard to get it back to exactly where it was. So it was a journey on both parts. I
But
had
how
to
did
make sure I had to make sure I was doing things that was putting her mind at ease, so to speak. I wasn't like, trying to put her in a mindset of not trusting me, but like trying to give her a sense of relief in a sense. Uh, I mean, she just will have to work on actually trusting me because it's a journey on both parts. I gotta do my part, and she has to do hers. Actually wanting to trust me.
Yeah, it takes a lot of mental will, I would say, to like get back to a point of trusting because once you learn that the trust is breached, your mind is just gone. Like no matter what, like he could just be going to the gas station and you like, it must be a bitch at the gas station now. You know what I mean? Like you may have never had that thought before type of thing, but now, that's like all you can like think about or whatever. So it took a lot of time. It took a lot of honestly self work on like for me because for a second as a woman we always blame ourselves and that's exactly what I did. I went from I was like 100 and like 98 pounds or something like that from the depot shot, and I'll drop down to like 130 to the point where you could like see my ribs. My mom was crying, like asking me to eat more and stuff because like she was like really worried. Like I really went through this crazy like self-love journey. And then I got to a point where I loved myself enough to forgive myself, and then I could forgive him. And then once we went to therapy too, it just really was like the icing on the cake. Therapy was really the thing that really made us the strongest.
did y'all do like with therapy? Did y'all do therapy like through church, or did y'all do like a therapist? Like what made y'all come to the decision to do therapy?
Well, because we, met at 19, and I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago. We had one more situation or whatever, and at that point, I was like, "Now look, motherfucker, it's been almost 10 years of this same fucking issue, and I'm not getting ready to keep dealing with it for another 10 years or whatever the case may be. So we either need to get right or you're gonna get left." So
Period.
he
Sorry,
actually
Doug. Period. Like, period.
he actually came to me and he was like, "Can we do counseling?" Because I had mentioned it in the past, but when he was still, in his stuff, he wasn't
Yeah.
trying to hear nothing about no counseling or whatever. But this time he came to me and he was like, "Can we please go to counseling? Like before you walk out on me, can we just try this one last thing?" So I was like, "All right," because for me, I don't want to leave until I know I've tried everything that I can do. Because when you don't, it's always that what if, and then you end up going back. So I wanted to know I didn't try everything I could do. So when I walk away, I could walk away with a clear conscience, knowing I really gave it my all. And it just so happened that there worked. But I just Googled the lady, honestly. I just got
Okay.
online and looked her up, and she just seemed cool, and she ended up being cool.
Yeah.
But I think that's good that y'all went ahead and did that because one, I think therapy is needed, y'all. Honestly, the way I look at life, like low key,
We
we all
all
just
need
need to go to
therapy.
therapy.
We all
Individual therapy. I ain't even talking about relationship therapy. We all just need individual therapy.
Yes.
Cause I don't care
Yeah.
what
Therapy
nobody
works
say.
for. We all need somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
and somebody that with an unbiased opinion
Right.
to really give us advice. Somebody that doesn't know us could give us the best advice just from listening to us and what we've been through, especially if they're trained in the field. So, like, I would definitely recommend therapy for anybody, even if it's just you going by yourself. Because,
Mhm.
like you said, we all experience trauma that we don't necessarily deal with correctly, and going to therapy helps that, especially
I
as
agree.
as people of color and as Black men and Black women, like we need to all go to therapy because we experience trauma in a different way than most people.
Yeah.
So like we need to get to therapy and be able to talk to somebody about that.
I agree. I completely agree. I didn't went to therapy. I gotta find a new therapist, but I've been to therapy before, like, and I believe in the it's a big fancy word. I used to know the word, but like trauma being inherited through like genetics. I think it's called like geneto something trauma, whatever. Trauma being inherited through genetics. So basically, like whatever your parents felt, you experience it because you lived inside of them or whatever.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe that, like, because if your parents have been through stuff, then it's like it just get passed on, and you gonna feel it. And you're not even gonna know why certain things affect you just because it does. How long into y'all like relationship before y'all live together? Because I'm assuming y'all was sharing finances that y'all was already living together. Girl,
nah, we wasn't living together yet.
Y'all didn't live together.
So okay, well I guess
that's crazy. Hold on, y'all was sharing finances and y'all didn't live together. I just knew y'all had lived together if y'all was sharing finances. It's the finance part for me. It's the finance.
What happened was it our first date when we watched Insidious? Or was it our second date? So for our second date, we had watched Insidious. And I wasn't too keen on scary movies at this point. So he fell asleep on the movie and left me watching it by myself on top of that. So I refused to go home that night. I slept on his mama couch and he slept on the floor. I was like, oh, hell no. You're not getting ready to have me watch this scary movie and then send me home to sleep by myself. So I stayed the night that night. And then after that, I was staying the night like half the week, especially on days where we both had to work or something because he didn't have a car. We were sharing a vehicle straight out the gate, everything. And then eventually my mom was like, y'all should just get y'all own apartment because y'all sleeping in his mama's living room floor. Like, just get your own place. And that was the first time my mom ever was like, you should move in with somebody. I never thought I would ever hear her say something like that, ever. So I was very surprised.
I gotta ask this question. What's y'all zodiac signs?
I'm a Libra.
I'm a
Libra.
Cancer.
You a Cancer? Oh, I know you balanced. Y'all are. I know Libras are really supposed to be balanced, but I don't know. Word on the street, y'all supposed to be liars. But all the Libras I know aren't. Cancers, y'all supposed to be really in tune with y'all emotions.
Yeah, well, at least I am.
I ain't no astrologist, but I care about zodiac signs.
I'm into the zodiac thing too. I'm into it.
Some of that stuff do be true.
It does.
So y'all eventually work. Dang, y'all was doing the finances. Y'all was sharing the vehicle before y'all moved.
We didn't even realize the type of commitment we was making. Like it just seemed so easy and just so like, oh, I'll just get you a debit card. Oh, you want to borrow my car here? Like it was honestly easy. It didn't even feel like I was sharing with somebody else or like it just was easy.
That's dope. Dang, that's dope.
I never was like that with anybody.
Oh, y'all married, so it was supposed to be like this. That's why I was like that. It was easy. It was easy on that aspect. That's because it was meant to be. That's on period. Like even with that, like living together, what was some of the changes y'all made, like living together, or like y'all felt? Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. I don't know. It'd be a lot. Like, how did y'all like kind of work through whatever y'all had different, even with like y'all living arrangements? Because some people trip about the toothpaste. You gotta squeeze the toothpaste a certain way. Like, how did y'all work through certain things like with living together?
You want to answer first or me?
You answer first. I'm trying to think.
Ironically, in my opinion, we didn't have an issue as far as that type of shit until like I got pregnant. I swear to God. Once I got pregnant, that's when I like felt like actually after I had her, not while I was pregnant, because I wasn't even cleaning when I was pregnant. He did all the cleaning. Mm-hmm. I give him that. But as soon as I had her and I was able to clean up again, I was starting to feel like I was doing everything by myself. And it was different. The dynamic was different now because we got this little person. It wasn't just me and him. When it was just me and him, I didn't really care about being the one that cleaned most of the time because it's just the two of us. But now that it's this extra person, I'm like, bruh, you the other adult in this house. She's the kid. Like, you're gonna have to help me some more. So it was that part. That's when it got hard. But leading up to that, we never really had an issue. And that's one of the things I always yell at him because I'm like, this was never a problem before. It's only a problem now.
So with that, I gotta ask y'all, did y'all ended up having y'all child before y'all got married, or
Technically, we had her after we got married.
y'all got like engaged? Were y'all already engaged? Or
we was engaged first.
We were engaged. We were supposed to be married on the beaches of Jamaica.
We were actually in the process of planning our wedding.
I had a travel planner, everything.
When she got pregnant, she got pregnant about 8 months before we were supposed to get married. We were supposed to go to Jamaica and get married. So we found out she was pregnant around my birthday, which was at the end of September. So we were planning to get married in April. It fucked up our travel plans.
Yeah, because I had her in May.
You was ready. You was already ready by the time y'all was walking down the aisle. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I was very large.
Yeah, she was ready.
Very large.
Ready to go.
I yell at him and the baby all the time and tell them they owe me my beach wedding.
I was just about to say, what, the 5 year, at least the 5 year, y'all, what's 5 years? Y'all do gold or something?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out once we get to 5 years. I don't know how that goes yet.
You know, after the first year, okay, so you're supposed to cut the cake, and then after the first year, you're supposed to eat the cake on your 1 year anniversary. Did y'all do that?
No.
We didn't even get a cake.
We didn't get a cake.
Because I was so pregnant, and I was pissed because he really wanted to be married before we had the baby. Yeah. And I was pregnant as hell. So I couldn't dress the way I wanted to. I wasn't going to be able to drink. So I wasn't really feeling it like that. I was just like, let's just go get it over with. Take me get my food and take me back home.
Oh my goodness, no.
I don't think we had any dessert at all. Did we? We had no dessert at all. He fed me good though. The food was good from the restaurant.
I mean, shit. It's not, it's not about the ceremony. It's about the real union. But get the Jamaican beaches and all that extra stuff. And then you didn't probably have a bachelorette party. Did you have a bachelor party?
No, I didn't have a bachelor party.
Okay, so we were engaged twice.
Yeah.
So I had one bachelorette party the first time we got engaged. But not the second time.
So how'd y'all end up engaged twice? What happened?
She lost her ring. She lost a lot of weight.
When I lost all that weight that I was telling you about, the ring kind of slipped off my finger, and I just have never been able to find it.
It'd be like that. My mama lost her ring too.
I wanted to wear it around my neck or something though. It reminded me of my class ring from high school, so I was really attached to it. I was a little salty I lost it.
It'd be like that. So with y'all, you was ready. You knew that when you initially looked at her that you wanted to get married. Like, how was marriage introduced to y'all? Like, was y'all parents married or other family members, were they married or
Well, not too many people in my family actually got married. A lot of them are just together forever. There's not too many that actually made that civil union. But my mom and dad were married when I was younger. They got divorced when I was 6, and it was a rough relationship to watch and grow up around. So I knew growing up that the type of relationship that they were in is not the relationship that I wanted. So having them as an example kind of gave me the idea of what I knew marriage wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, I feel you.
So I just kind of based what I wanted off of what that wasn't.
I didn't really have many married couples around me. I was just sitting here thinking about that. I think one of my aunts got married and I was in the wedding, and that marriage didn't last long. My grandmother was married twice. She was married to her child's father. That didn't work. They were divorced before I was even born. And then her and my step grandfather got married when I was 4 or 5, and I was their flower girl. And that's probably the only successful marriage I've ever witnessed, honestly.
So seeing the ups and downs, I know Doug, you said for you it showed you how you didn't want marriages. Brittany, did it show you the same thing, or did it kind of discourage you?
A little bit. It encouraged me and it discouraged me. I always say, like, I feel like my grandparents kind of like trained me from when I was a little girl to be a wife. They like taught me how to cook young and clean and all like the home improvement stuff that I love to do and stuff like that. But in all honesty, my grandfather did get caught up in a few affairs over the years, so it became discouraging because I'm like, damn, like my grandpa, this man that I have on this pedestal, he will even cheat, and my grandmother is cooking and cleaning and everything else. It's like, well, damn, like really? So I was a little, little discouraged, but I was just like, I was always a hopeless romantic, so I still was just hold out hopes and hope I get my fairy tale at some point.
Yeah, I feel you. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, for me, I was completely against marriage until about the age of like 22. I was like, you know what? Marriage might be cool, you know what I'm saying? If a man get down on one knee, I might tell him, yeah, I got you. Like we can do this right quick. You know what I'm saying? But I was initially like, yeah, I'm cool on that marriage thing. Like it's too much. I feel like I don't know, like it's a lot going on.
It's a lot. Yeah. You don't realize really how much it really does take to be in a marriage for real. But I was like the opposite. Like I wanted to be married, and then once I hit like my 20s and stuff, and I started going out and stuff like that, I was like, that's partially why I laughed at him. I didn't laugh at him because I had a boyfriend. I laughed at him because I didn't really believe in marriage by the point that I met him anymore. I was like, that's not happening. It ain't happening for me.
Like, girl, that's still young.
But I was living such a older life at a young age though, because I started going to 21 and up clubs when I was like 15, 16. So I was way ahead of the game. By the time we met, I had 2 jobs. I was in school, like I was paying rent, like I was doing some things that people my age weren't really doing. So I really thought I was just grown.
With y'all getting married, like how did y'all blend y'all families? Cause I know people be having crazy in-laws, and I'ma just, I ain't gonna, but people be having them crazy in-laws. I know people be like, you don't marry the family, you marry the individual, and I don't care nobody say you marry the family, in my opinion, because holidays, family, like
yeah. And you don't want to have animosity with your spouse's family, like. For what? It's really not worth it at all whatsoever. But I've always been pretty lucky for the most part. We never really had too many issues like that. Me and one of his sisters, because he has three. One of his sisters, I'm super, super close with. We clicked right away. She was one of the ones I was clubbing with at first. When we first started dating, I was going to the club with her. We was like, all right, we'll see you later. And was hitting it. So me and one of his sisters, well, actually me and 2 of his sisters are really close. Me and the other one just recently got close, but she lives in Texas. So yeah, so it's a little different. The other one is here, so it's a little easier. And then the third one, she's like on his dad's side, so we don't really see her as much or whatever. But I get along with all his siblings. Me and his mom get along. We had like a rocky past at first. I think more so just because this was the first time he had been this serious with somebody. So I feel like it was an adjustment for all of us, really. But it never got to a point where I was just like, I'll never mess with her again or try to fight her or something crazy like that, because I just feel like you should always respect older people to some kind of level. And I always felt like that's his mama, so I'm going to respect her as such.
No, I agree. And now it's certain lines you can't cross. Once you take it too far, it ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back.
Right. And you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that.
And I'm about to say, you talking about the sister thing. I know I'm a sister. I'm a little sister. So I don't play about my big brother. I can act like I ain't. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I don't care. I don't like you.
That's how I am with like my siblings and stuff like that. So I try to make sure, like, I try to make sure we was cool. And he's really close with my sisters too. Like him and my younger sister, they might as well be siblings for real. They get on my nerves.
So I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer, but I just want to ask y'all like a few more like little questions. With y'all having a child, like how did y'all because I mean you guys kind of went into the marriage, like boom, y'all was married and boom, y'all had a kid, like y'all kind of skipped the newlywed phase. Like how did y'all continue to develop y'all relationship as like parents and now like new titles of like wife and husband, or did the wife and husband aspect really change for y'all, or
You can answer.
I went into once I believed him about us getting married, I had the mindset like, okay, I'm gonna start treating this relationship like a marriage. So I'm gonna start literally acting like a wife. So once we were actually married on paper, it really didn't change much for me because I've always felt like his wife. My grandmother and my mother had us saying we was married within like the first 4 months or something like that. So it really wasn't that big of a difference. Like it was kind of nostalgic to like say it like legally now, but we've always called me his wife. So
I mean, I gotta go back to the finances part. Well, I'm sorry. It's like me,
Yeah.
you know, in the credit, in the debit, in the my money go where your money go. Okay, all right.
and then you know what? He even encouraged me to get my own separate account just to have my own spending money too.
Oh,
It was
y'all
his
precious.
idea. Yeah, he's
I mean, 'cause that's the thing about having money though. You gotta be able to know you got your own money to spend. So you got your own. You know, I got this is what I can use on myself. And then we got what we got to use for the household bills. And it's like we don't want to feel like we're working for nothing. You know what I mean? Like all the money is going towards bills. You got to be able to, splurge on yourself every once in a while. Self care is a big part of mental health. So you got to be able to take care of yourself. I wouldn't be doing my job as a husband if I didn't encourage her to take care of herself. So.
All right, so I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer, but I do want to ask y'all: is there anything that y'all want to? Is there anything in regards to marriage that I may have not asked y'all that y'all would want to tell us?
Um, I say communication is key. Is always key, and you as individuals, you gotta learn, continue to grow as individuals to become a couple. Because once you get married, you're not just becoming a singular thing. You're still two individuals working towards the same goal. So you gotta realize that though I married this person, and we're now us. She's still her, and I'm still me. And I gotta make
still
sure
gonna have our separate thoughts.
we're not going to always agree. We're going to always still disagree on certain things, but we gotta learn that as long as we communicate with each other, we can get through anything. Just making sure you communicate through it all and always keep that open line of communication.
Yeah, open communication and make sure you set time aside to still like date and court each other. And,
Definitely romanticism.
yeah.
You gotta stay romantic.
Yeah, because like during the Rona, like I'll make a nice dinner or something. We'll like eat at the dining room table, get dressed up, might throw out some rose petals. Like, gotta dress it up at home because we really not gonna go nowhere. So
Yeah. Or even we did a Barnes and Noble date. Yeah, never did a Barnes and Noble date before. So we picked the morning, went, got breakfast at Barnes and Noble, walked around Barnes and Nobles for like an hour, picked out books. So it was like a self-improvement on top of being a date for us as well. So you got to find new ways, new innovative ways on courting each other and showing each other that we still love each other.
I thought of another one. And you have to be open-minded too, because when we first met, I was very closed off to a lot of things, like certain type of like humor and like movies and stuff like that. Like had I not met him, I would have never ever in life watched Step Brothers, and I would have missed such a funny, hilarious movie. Like those type of movies just weren't my thing though before I met him, and I was not open to watching them until I met him. So be open-minded because you never know. You might really end up liking whatever your spouse is trying to put you onto. And if you at least try it, and if you don't like it after, then tell them, shit, I still didn't like it, but at least I tried it.
Yeah, I feel you. That's the great thing about having new people in your life. They're supposed to expose you to new things. So even though you guys kind of gave like relationship advice and like advice within marriage, I always want to ask everybody who comes on Ain't No Filter, is there any advice that you would give? It doesn't have to be marriage. It doesn't have to be about any of the topics. It could be about life. It could be about random things, something that you learned in your life. Is there like any advice that y'all would give to the people that are listening?
Go to therapy. Like really go and invest in yourself and go check out therapy. One of the best things that I've done is when we went to our Barnes and Noble day, I picked up Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me, the book by Charlamagne the God, his second book. In there, he preaches, big on going to therapy and making sure that we're taking care of our anxieties. Because even though you might not know it, you got anxiety and you need to talk to somebody about it. So my recommendation or advice is just, go see about therapy.
You're never too good to better yourself.
That's what's up. I guess my advice would be for the people listening would be stay positive. It always gets better, even though that sounds so cliche. I promise it'll always be like a better result in the end. Like the better is always coming. And I want to say thank you to everybody for listening to Ain't No Filter. Thank you to the Walkers from coming on Ain't No Filter, and we out.